Hey everybody, Phil Buckman here. You might know me as Buck or Bucky, Uncle Buck from Rutten River Pursuits podcast. I'm here at Underhill Forge today. I'm here to make a tomahawk. I have some preconceived notions of what to expect today. I do know that I'm expecting to go home tired. I think my upper body might get a little workout today. We'll find out. Other than that, I'm just excited just to learn, see what a skill that has been going on since really man has come together in a tribal type form. Primitive skill that has just advanced through the ages and really didn't disappear until recent times, and I think that's a big mistake. It's more than an art. It's more than just a trade. It's an art form, and I'm just happy to have the opportunity to learn. Thank you.
So you're a couple of hours in. How are you feeling, Buck?
Feeling pretty good. I thought I'd hurt more up in the upper arms. It's actually my grip strength. I got a death grip. I've readjusted. Feeling a little bit better. Got some time to go. We just got a hole punch through. Can't wait to start seeing the blade come together. But I guess we got a little bit more work to get that right hole through this block. Stay tuned.
So far, we're looking pretty good. How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling great. I think I'm feeling much better in my upper body than what I thought I was going to. But my grip, I got to go. The grip is the thing that you wouldn't think about, guys. Amazing how much you have to grip. You're hammering. The longer the day goes, the more fatigued you do get. But again, your grip is wore out. And then it's the small things as well. Don't grab that. That's hot, and even if it's not glowing, it's hot. And then the other things that are hot you don't realize is the thing that you've been beating your tomahawk on, the anvil, gets warm. The tools you're using, the mandrel, gets hot. We have to put it in water. Man, this place. I'm lucky I'm in one piece and I don't have gauze from head to toe.
So far, you've been forging for about 6 hours.
A whole respect for guys who do this 24/7, 40 hours a day. It's amazing. Hats off to all y'all that blacksmiths out there. Forged in Fire, great show, but it's not reality. Get over here to Underhill Forge and you'll get the experience, everybody. You can't make it up. You can't just watch it and feel it. You got to get here.
Hey everybody, we did it. 9 hours. We've got a tomahawk. 10 fingers. Thanks to Jay and Underhill Forge for a great experience. I never thought I would ever have an opportunity. Never even imagined that I would do something like this, and let alone have it in my backyard. And I have a feeling I'll be back often, just to even help sweep the floors. Just because I had that much of a good time with the camaraderie in the shop. Learned a ton today. Like I've said before, we can watch Forged in Fire and get a feel for it, and it's fun to watch because of the competition and whatnot, but you don't get a feel for it until you actually walk in the shoes of a blacksmith. And boy, did we ever. Learned about moving metal. It takes a lot of time, a lot of patience. And it's more of a marathon instead of a sprint. And sometimes you can over muscle things, sometimes you can under muscle things. A lot of times you can under muscle it if you're me. But no, through a good pace, you learn to work the metal. You start to learn differences while you're, for instance, putting a gambrel through the eye, shaping it, and you start to learn that the changing color of your metal, it's time to get that gambrel out of there and get your billet back into the fire, back into the forge to soak for a while. And that's like after a period of time, you kind of start picking that up. It's only it's a wonder what you could pick up in a lifetime, and it's amazing to go out there and see what an experienced blacksmith can truly do. If you don't know, I encourage you all to go find out. Start at Underhill Forge and on Instagram, and you'll go from there. But the great thing about Underhill Forge is you can get here and do it. You can learn that when you punch through the steel, that the sides of the billet start to bulge out to what we started calling the cheeks. You learn a whole new vocabulary like you would in any industry or craft or trade. And I guess that all goes to wrap this all up into one nice package with a bow on top. You get the full experience. You learn. And then you realize, wow, I could learn a lot more if I spent a little bit more time around here. And then you start realizing you might have an addiction on your hands, folks. So if you want a nice, fairly safe addiction, where you meet some great guys, you work as a team, you learn, but yet it's a day of camaraderie. It's just like being in the boat fishing or a day in the field hunting birds with a bunch of good guys. So thank you, Jay. Underhill Forge, we did it, and we didn't have to use insurance either.
So really quick, let me ask you a couple of questions.
Sure.
So when you came into it, what was your idea of like how difficult did you think it was going to be to hammer metal and get it to move?
I knew that it was going to be difficult, just because if it was easy, we'd still be doing it like this all the time. Big dudes trying to muscle. You can begin to just over muscle and you lose accuracy, and therefore you're losing stamina. You're giving up energy, and that's wasted energy, instead of kind of marking your sights, keeping your mark on sight, and following through and being diligent with every movement. And I'm sure over 20 years career, you become very good at that, because you have to be, or else it'd take you 9 hours like it did me to make a tomahawk. I forget what Jay was saying earlier. It takes him 4 hours to get one completely made. I don't know. I might be making that up.
Not quite.
Not quite that long. What?
No.
Make me feel bad. 2 or an hour?
About an hour and 15.
Oh, okay. Thanks. So Bucky, 9 hours. Jay, hour and 15. So maybe he could make a few more dollars than I could. We might be having to fold up shop if we depended upon my output. But
obviously, you've never blacksmithed anything before. You've never forged anything before. For those who don't know who you are, you've got a lot of outdoor experience. And I know that you're still growing in that. But tell us a little bit about what you'd like to do outdoors.
First of all, I love to fish. I was a fisherman to start with, as far as when I came into the scene of rut and river pursuits. I love to crappie fish. I would say that is my species of choice. And then the toothier kind. I love walleye, because and walleye and crappie are my two favorite freshwater fish to eat. So I like to fish what I like to eat. I like to eat what I fish. And I love to catch bass, whatnot. I'm a river rat in the summer. Sometimes in the winter, I spend time in the woods. So a tomahawk makes some sense. If I need to make a fire, I could keep it with my outdoor kit. I can keep it in the back of my truck if it breaks down. I just have it with me. It's a tool I'm going to use. It's not going to be something I put up on a shelf. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to think about this day for the rest of my life. Every time I pick this up, swing it, I'm swinging something I made.
Really quick, just tell us about Rotten River Pursuits for those who don't know about it.
Rotten River Pursuits is a outdoor podcast. Pretty much anything in all outdoors, hunting, fishing especially. But we kayak, we hike, there's some mountain climbing. There's just some outdoorsing. We like to say we put people, skills, and products together that are trusted, and we like to be that kind of nucleus or that center point and drawing point to get everybody, people who do it, professionals, manufacturers, whatever, and if it's to do with the outdoors, we're about it, and also and if it has to do with doing something in the outdoors like a tool, we're about it. Fishing rods, we like to get technical at times. We don't always. But we mostly like to BS around and tell stories and talk about our experiences. And we're a group of guys that are actively looking for experiences, and we want to share our stories. But we also like to share the stories of other people, other products, and other skills.
So, as someone who's never forged anything before, how would you say that the class is as far as making it, was it accessible to someone who came in with zero skills or, zero ideas of how to actually accomplish the goal?
Oh, I would say completely, but I have to preface this that I knew you, Jay, before the class, and so I already knew I was in competent hands. I already knew that I've seen your work for the last year now. So I kind of had a peek behind the curtain, if you will. But when it comes to the blacksmithing, I learned your trade. You shared it with me. And it wasn't you weren't afraid to kind of. I was an apprentice, if you will, with the master craftsman, and he wasn't afraid. You're not afraid to say, hey, get that out of there. It's getting cool, because we need to. I mean, there's urgency at times in any kind of a business or a job or a skill, and it's great because that's the true experience. Just like when we go on a charter boat, the guys and myself, we prefer a boat where we're helping. We like that boat where there's just a captain and not a first mate, and he's putting us to work. After every catch, one guy has the gaff to help, another guy's getting the fish off the deck and putting it into the cooler, another guy's immediately starting to spray the deck down while the other guy's helping the captain find the hook and reset the rod and line. I mean, it's at times that captain's going to kind of holler, and it's business, but that's part of it. That's the real experience. That's just not taking a class and stepping me through. I got to do it with guidance, if you will. It wasn't just a template. It was an experience more than a class, I would say.
If you get the opportunity, what's something that you would like to learn more about here at the Forge?
Well, I already know that because like I said earlier, I've peeked underneath the curtain, and I know that there's a knife class. And I think that one, it's 2 days, won't beat me up as bad. So I'm going to give that one a try. And while I'm doing that, I'll be thinking in the back of my mind what else I can get Jay to do with me on a side job. I've seen some pretty cool war hammers out there, but maybe something more practical out in the woods, more of a sturdier Bowie knife, or I don't know. Maybe we'll get kooky and make something for somebody out there to give away.
Last but not least, I just want to say thanks a lot, Bucky. Really awesome job.
Thank you.
Enjoyed having you here. And guys, by all means, check us out. Underhill Forge on Instagram, or you're obviously watching our YouTube channel right now. And you can go to underhillforge.com and read out more about our classes. We offer them year round. Look forward to seeing you.
Pound it while it's hot.
Rig 'em weedless.
Yeah! The rig 'em weedless.